Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Galactic Divine Feminine Transmissions event. My name is Nora. If this is the first time you're seeing me, then I'm from Estonia, although I have lived in 7 different countries ever since I was a child. So I do sort of identify as a traveler, I would say. And I have been psychic since I was a child. For as long as I can remember, I have been clairvoyant. But I had my sort of bigger spiritual awakening back in around 2010, I want to say, when the movie and the book The Secret blew up in the world. And that sort of like triggered a bigger awakening in me, as I realized that we are souls having a human experience, that we are the creators of our own reality. And so, fast forward to 2023, I had a near death experience, which ultimately felt like the universe just sort of grabbed me and placed me on the right timeline, which has led me to this moment now, where I am a certified master channeler and advanced quantum healer. All right. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And today we will be connecting with different galactic divine feminine nations, which will be very exciting. And we'll start with setting up the sacred space. So, sacred space is important for whenever we are doing any sort of spiritual work. So, I know probably all of here, we are like tarot girlies, especially important when we are asking for guidance because we want to make sure that we are not, that no other beings, no other entities are interfering with our connection. And so, yeah, sacred space is important for when you are meditating, when you are doing astral work, when you are astral traveling. Personally, I set up sacred space every morning and every evening before going to bed to make sure that, I'm, connected throughout the day, and that whenever I am leaving my house, for example, going to the supermarket or going and riding around on public transport, that I am definitely energetically protected, because for those of us who are more intuitive, more sensitive, more psychic, it can be extremely draining to go outside, interact energetically with a lot of different people, and then come back home and just feel drained, basically. So yeah, okay. Let's get started. So I'm going to guide you through this process. So let's get into receiving mode, which is essentially you sit up straight with your spine straight. So it can be sitting up or also you can be lying down. It doesn't really matter. And then slightly tilt up your chin and put your hands on your heart and close your eyes. And also when you're setting up sacred space, then it's good to use crystals if you like working with crystals to sort of enhance the signal. All right, so put your hands on your heart and take a deep breath in. Hold and let go. Another breath in. Hold and let go. And final breath in. Hold and let go. And try to tune in with your own sensitivity and your own clairs as well. So I now call into your space, to your left, Archangel Michael. And his energy is sort of big, and you might feel him pressuring on your ear or on your left side. In front of you, I call in Archangel Haniel, the angel of unconditional love, and Michael for protection. To your right, I invite Archangel Raphael, the master healer, and his energy feels like a gentle wave to me. Now, behind you, I call in your higher self and also your Akashic gatekeeper for later. And And above you, I call in Archangel Jophil for creativity and feminine power as well. And to surround us, Archangel Metatron for extra protection and connection. And below you, Archangel Gabriel, who is the messenger of God, essentially. All right, and I ask these beings to surround you now with their love, with their healing, with their joy, with the highest frequency available, and with their ultimate protection around you, your silver cord, your soul, and your home. And now we're going to connect to God Source. So imagine that you are standing at the edge of the universe and you notice in the distance a doorway of light. Open this doorway of light for us now, God Source, and may that light pour down past the stars, through the universe, past all sorts of planets, through the Earth's atmosphere and the sky and the ceiling of the room that you're in, and throughout your entire body. Anchor us in light, God Source, and may all the messages that are coming through today be divinely guided and true and for the highest good of the collective here seeing this message and hearing this message. Okay, so I sent Sacred Space has been set up. I sent you guys an email asking if you had any questions for the Divine Councils. I do have some questions myself, so I will start with these. But you are welcome to drop your own questions in the chat as well. We will do personal channel questions in the end, but right now we're gonna start with the Pleiadian Council. Right, so calling in the Pleiadian Divine Feminine Council. And I see a sort of blue being with long blonde hair. One sec. Let me turn off the music here. And my first question is, what does it truly mean to be a sovereign feminine being in your civilization? And what is the most important message you have for Earth women right now in this moment of the feminine rising? So women are much more appreciated in the Pleiadian star systems, as we have sort of a balance between the feminine and male energies, and also in relationships, for example. When we choose a partner for ourselves, we choose them for the rest of our lives. And it's not uncommon to be single in the Pleiadian star systems as well, because it's not the other person that makes us whole. It is us ourselves. We are already whole. And this is due to the frequency that we live in. So starting from like 60 and above, it is the oneness that allows us to feel disconnected to ourselves. And it's more that when people want to have new experiences, want to co-create in a way that only is possible when they are in close relationships, is when they enter these sacred bonds. But yeah, women are treated in high regard, perhaps even in higher regard than men in that matter. They understand that women are the creators of the civilizations, that they have emotional intelligence and sort of skills that men simply don't have, although they can be emotionally intelligent men as well. It's more to do with the understanding of creation and creativity and that sort of feminine aspects that played a bigger role here. What's the other question? Okay. What is your message for the earthly women? So the message is as follows. It's about finding your worth within, because so many of you are looking for external validation. You're looking for answers outside of yourselves. And this is your society's fault. This is your parents' fault. This is the fault of their parents. And it's not something you cannot fix, but the ultimate sort of goal here isn't to become a raging, independent power woman. It's more to do with finding your femininity and becoming independent enough that you don't necessarily need anyone, but finding ways to stay soft and ways to still have an opening for masculine energy to enter. But of course, at the moment, it's very problematic for the fact that so many women are awakened and doing the work, but mankind has not quite reached the similar levels. So the advice is as follows: to become sovereign, to find your power, to do the work within yourself, but then look at the limiting beliefs that you have, okay? Because so many of you have had bad experiences with men, difficult relationships, disappointments. You have to go back into these moments. You have to go back into the past lifetimes you have had on earth, because so many of you that are currently awakened, you have done the work in this 3D reality. Now it's time for you to look deeper and see the wounds, see the trauma that you have from other lifetimes as well, because it might be affecting your ability to choose a better partner for yourself right now. Because every time you choose a partner, you choose the lessons that you came here to do, and there are different levels to it. Human relationships are never easy. It's all about seeing your own sort of wounding and overcoming the adversities that you have experienced throughout your life. But there comes a time in your close relationships when you both, you and the masculine, reach a stage where you both become co-creators together. And this can be children, this can be business, this can be artsy projects like music, whatever it may be. The fact is that through, okay, they're saying that basically Earth, the, okay, the point is that we are able to transmute beauty out of pain on Earth. And this is the sort of like blueprint of Earth, is to create from past experiences and to transmute. And we're not saying to only create from pain, but we're saying that you can transmute the pain into beauty. And then after a while, you let go of the need to create from pain and from trauma, and you naturally start sort of levitating and start attracting more opportunities to create from beauty and from the feminine aspect of your self, essentially, because there is such deep divine feminine creativity and power within each and every one of you that just needs to be tapped in, because you have had many, many lifetimes in the ancient civilizations where you had, queen power, where you were priestesses, where you had a lot of authority, where you truly knew who you were, where you owned who you were. And right now, as the divine feminine women are rising, they are rising to that truth, and they are discovering who they were and where their power lies. Because as we all know, women, when we come into power within ourselves, we are no longer raging storms and thunder. We become strong bodies of deep emotional water. But it is an art to walk the sort of like string of life in full balance, because to reach that sort of stage where you are emotionally balanced, you have to transmute a lot of the things that you have experienced in the past, essentially. Okay. So Alisa is asking, what can women do to heal men? Not that we're at the service, but like, how can we guide them towards healing? Good question. I love that, actually. So how can we help men heal? Through staying soft, through staying feminine, but having boundaries, essentially. So the best way truly is to keep having women's circles, to facilitate men's circles, to connect men with healed women, because the unhealed women are not helping the case here. Okay, it is for certain women, it can be their mission in this lifetime, or at least a temporary mission, to be the guiding light for men. So if that's something that resonates for you, then that it would be a good moment for you to look into whether you could be hosting workshops or whether there is some way to educate men, because nowadays a lot more men are open to inner work and all of these things, but because there's so much saturation within the spiritual communities with the tantra, with everything, then it's very important that people who are awakened, who are standing in their power and who are sort of in tune with their mission, don't use men for like getting money or for entertainment, for like none of that toxic thing. That shit can stay. Basically, it has to come from purity, it has to come from true unconditional love. But mainly men will ultimately learn from close relationships with their partners, as many of us awakened women have come to earth with contracts to help men heal, because ultimately they are also teaching us and helping us heal at the same time through showing us our worth and our boundaries. All right, so if you're welcome. If there's no more Pleiadians, let's move on. So, Lyrans are obviously considered as one of the most ancient nations of our universe. So, I'm gonna call in the Lyran. Okay, let me call in first. Okay, call in the Lyran Divine Feminine representative. Again, I'm seeing the same being, lioness face and a humanoid body, very beautiful, has a sort of stone here, and white silky hood. Okay. And my question to you is, how do we heal the ancestral galactic trauma of the feminine that began in Lyra? You are right to say that a lot of the Lyran starseeds and also other races, other starseeds have much trauma and much trauma from being repressed for many, many centuries. And the best way to heal this is through self-empowerment, essentially from speaking your truth, because so many of you have also witch wounds from lifetimes on Earth. So it's especially important for you guys who have wounds around visibility, around speaking their truth, who were perhaps very shy when you were growing up. For you guys, it's very important to speak your truth. Lyrans are typically starseeds who end up in leading positions, who are natural entrepreneurs, natural leaders. So it's very important for Lyran starseeds to create their own communities, to be the leaders, the trailblazers, and to not be discouraged from periods of loneliness, because when divine feminine women are healing, a lot of the time you ascend so fast that you leave behind all the people who aren't aligned with you anymore. Because when your frequency rises really fast, then people who cannot keep up, people who cannot grow with you, they can be left behind. And that's okay. These are the contracts that you made before coming to Earth. It's important to understand that these periods of loneliness are essentially helping you grow to the strength, to the warrior soul that you are. And Lyrans are also healers, but they are great at collaborating with other nations, such as Pleiadians or Arcturians, Andromedans, whoever it may be. So it's important that during this lifetime as well, you seek out ways to heal yourself in group environments, both yourself and to also facilitate. But right now we are talking about how can you heal personally, right? So yeah, it's about also Lyrans are travelers. So a lot of you have this deep feeling within you that you want to explore, you want to go to, I don't know, India, Nepal, all these like spiritual centers of the earth, this is all coded into you. It's important that you follow these desires. When it's important that you follow the momentum. When you get an idea to go to the forest, to speak with the fairies, to do some witchcraft, whatever it may be, follow these instincts, because you're a very instinctual being, and never doubt your instincts and your intuition. Okay, you have a very, very good lie detector within your mind and within your body. Within you, you have very great discernment. And what's important is that they're saying to get sober as well. When it comes to becoming empowered and discerning, then you have to find ways, at least some periods. They're not saying you can never, have a glass of wine again or whatever, but to find ways to truly connect with your body. But this is where the healing starts for you as well, because these trauma, your body is holding a lot of somatic trauma, essentially. So it's beneficial for Lyran starseeds to also do body work and get massage, Reiki, do somatic exercises, that sort of stuff, whatever helps you to release the trauma from the body. Because first, again, any of us has to, here human has to go through healing the trauma from the childhood and the 20s and whatever the relationship trauma that you've been through. And then you will start seeing the connections as you start uncovering other lifetimes, whether they be galactic or elemental or other human lifetimes. It's about getting to the root and getting to understand the connections between lifetimes from other timelines and planets as well. So yeah, deep healing basically, and not always alone. All right, Kitty is asking, how can we connect to our femininity as single women who also have to be the provider for ourselves and the ones who depend on us? That's so cool. Someone else actually said the same question for me. So, how can we connect to our femininity as single women who also have to be the providers? Self-care is important. Connections like sisterhood connections, other women. It's important for you to connect with your body, because when we are in constant sort of like fight and provide masculine energy, then we literally become disconnected from our feminine body. For example, it can show up as less sensitivity in your breasts, or not being able to like orgasm, or less sensitivity during sex. So it's very, very important that you find ways to connect with pleasure in your body, okay? And also through creativity, so dancing, singing, whatever it may be. It's about creating more feminine energy, feminine sort of relaxing moments in your life. Because for those of you who are single mothers and who cannot rest that easily, they have to be the providers. It's not that you can just stop working and suddenly and relax and suddenly you're going to, change your life like this. It's about finding balance, because yeah, it's about finding balance basically. And allowing yourself to receive, because when you're so much in the masculine, then it can be very this sort of staying rigid can become a normal state, and that can ultimately be blocking the abundance and the feminine energies coming in. So it's about finding that balance within yourself and consciously finding ways to express yourself as a woman, and yeah, and just turning attention to how you look, how you feel, all of these things. Okay, let's move on. You're welcome. So let's go to Sirian B. So let me connect to Sirian B. Yep, I'm connected again to a mermaid that has a green tail and sort of very light skin and white glowing hair. Okay. We would ask, mm, what is the connection between the womb, water, and feminine power that you want to um, what is the connection between the womb, water, and feminine power on Earth? Because women are deep like oceans, then you have the ability to create your reality through water and through being connected to your emotions. And this goes maybe sometimes more for the Sirian B starseeds or Sirian starseeds, for those of you who feel more connected to the water, who are used to, for example, speaking to the water before they drink it, or speaking words into their food before they eat it, or using water to cleanse their body when they are having a shower. So water is absolutely connected to all of you, all women. Um, And it's important that when you do recognize these sort of realizations about yourself, how you are connected to different elements, it doesn't have to be just water, it can be fire, it can be earth, it can be the wind. It's important that you follow these instincts again, because all of you have different ways how you create your realities. All of you have a different sort of manifestation blueprint hidden within your soul. Then yeah, it's if you are connected to water, then you should find more ways to play around with it, because water has the ability to save information and save frequency. So it's a fantastic tool for you who are connected to it. Yeah, and they're saying that specifically a lot of the Sirian B star seeds have water codes within them that will activate as you are doing these water rituals. Yeah, they're saying that rituals and this kind of like work with elements and coming back to the ancient roots and the practices and rituals and all of these things, this is going to get more and more popular and more, it's gonna do like a comeback essentially. And once Gaia ascends and our planet rises, then we will intuitively receive more information about how to work with the different elements as well. But you are welcome to start exploring in your own time. Radhika is asking, how can we connect with these galactic beings without channeling skill? So Pleiadians are coming in here and they're saying that you're always connected, okay? You're always receiving guidance from your guides. If you want to know who your guides are, then there are several different ways. You can, for example, journal. You can set up the sacred space and just start journaling and be like, I'm calling in my, I don't know, my galactic guides, my most protective guides, and have a conversation with them. You can start doing automatic writing. So first you write a question and then sort of see what, start writing the answer and see what comes through. At first it might feel funny, like you're making it up, but at some point you will notice that you are getting divine guidance. And also, people ask all the time how to connect with their spirit guides. You're always connected. It's about noticing when you are receiving guidance. So it can happen as like when you're watching something and suddenly something really pops out to you during the movie or in the subtitles, or you're walking down the road and suddenly you see a word in graffiti and that really resonates with you. Ultimately, if you want to know who your guides are, talk to them. Set up sacred space, talk to them, and ask them for a sign. For example, dragons are great at leaving 3D signs. Yeah. So yeah, channeling is very natural. We are all doing it without realizing. Or for example, when we are creating something and we get lost in that creation, whether it be music or some handicraft thing or whatever. Yeah, it's recognizing in those moments when we connect to our higher self and our guides. Okay, so let's move on to Arcturian. This is the last one. Yeah. So connecting to the Arcturian Council. Okay, it's the Galactic Federation of Light, pink, blue, very feminine face. And today she has like a golden sort of head scarf thingy. So, what does the deepest wound of the divine feminine? What is the deepest wound in the divine feminine that you see right now in humanity? A lot of you are giving away your power to external beings, external things, sorry. And you're very disconnected from yourselves because you are spending too much time online, essentially. And it's time for you to connect more with nature, especially Arcturian starseeds who are always thinking about that next invention, always thinking about that next sort of thing they can do with AI, next program, next system to create. It's the biggest wound or the biggest problem with your civilization is the disconnection from the self. And so it's important to find ways at least once a day for 5 minutes to really check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Do you like where you are in your life right now? Because so many people are thinking that they are powerless when they are not. You are literally the creators of your own reality. So if there's something in your life that you really don't enjoy, have the courage to change that. We're not saying to, jump headfirst into unknown water, but we're saying that you have to be more creative and get out of the victim state, essentially, the victim mindset, because the world is happening to you, not happening to you. Everything that's happening in your life is happening for you. Okay, this is how the structure has been set up in on Earth in 3D. So you have to look at where you're at in life and ultimately figure out what you want to do, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live, because this is where a lot of people are sort of dormant in their life. They're just going through life without never even stopping to take a look and think about which way they want to actually go. A lot of you are sitting in the boat and you have given away the like wheel, so to say, just drifting along the river, when actually you could be choosing which way to go. It all comes down to your mindset and being connected to yourself. Because when you're always distracted by, I don't know, TV, social media, scrolling, and you never take time to think about where you are going, you might end up 5, 10, 15 years down the line and suddenly wake up and understand that you never made the right turn at some point along the line. So yeah, it's this is the biggest sort of wound right now, is people living on autopilot, where they could be steering the wheel of their lives a little bit better. Self-belief, essentially, because so many of you have been pushed down, repressed, fooled into thinking that you have no power when you have all the power in the world. So this is what this current ascension also globally is about. It's about coming back to home, coming back to realization that we have the power, okay? Yeah, as sovereign souls. Okay. Oh, okay, one more question. Kitty is asking, what's the best way to let go of addictions that we use to distract ourselves? Social media, weed, alcohol. Is there an easier way than to just force ourselves out of it? You need to have a good reason for getting over your addictions. It's about purpose. It's about finding something, purpose higher than you. So in a spiritual community, it can be about being in service to humanity, being a better example, because you're right, just forcing yourself out of habit, out of coping mechanism isn't going to work. It has to be replaced by a higher purpose, essentially. It has to be replaced by something that lights up your soul. So, for example, if you want to be a healer, if you want to be a channeler, the like smart way is to choose a sort of profession or choose a hobby that doesn't allow you to consume so much. Um, with social media and these kind of distractions, you need more hobbies. Essentially, you need to find ways to be connected with nature, whether it be horse riding, rock climbing. It's just about finding people in your life who want to do these activities with you, and of course alone. But it's about being conscious, because there are so many good things that come out of technology and social media and all of these things. The problem is that people are over consuming and getting disconnected from themselves, essentially. And understanding also where your wounds come from. What is it that you are trying to numb? What is it that you are trying to repress within yourself? That is where essentially these addictions are coming from. Yeah. Yeah, confirmation birth, exactly. But yeah, it's about the finding replacements, essentially, and being strong enough to stay consistent when creating new habits. And always with addictions, it's much easier when you, for example, move to a new place or start some sort of new routine, and remove yourself from the environment and triggers that are there, basically, that keep you stuck in that loop. Okay. All right, that was a lot of channeling. So I have actually a presentation ready that I'm going to share with you quickly. I'm like, whew, dizzy. So I have been working on a membership called Cosmic Crown. Let me just share my screen. All right, so Cosmic Crown, a community for galactic queens. So this is my second membership, and who this is for. So basically, this is for anyone who is an intuitive soul. You can be an artist, a healer, a coach, or just genuinely, generally interested in spiritual topics. And you might have had a deep knowing within you all your life that you are meant for more, that you came to Earth with a mission. And you probably already had, experiences and results with manifestation. You already know how to do like tarot readings. You already meditate. You've had astral experiences. You dream a lot. And you've done a lot of work on yourself. So obviously, you're spiritually aware. You've had maybe paranormal experiences, but you haven't quite understood how your psychic gifts work, or what the sort of psychic skills you have. And when you look at the stars, you feel like a deep sense of belonging. And yeah, this is for you guys who are ready to discover your mission, understand your gifts, and explore your highest timeline. All right, so it's going to be a guided membership and activation space. So, where you will be connecting with your spirit guides, with your galactic guides. You will discover your mission. We will be doing healing work to release the patterns and belief systems and any sort of like witch wounds and blocks that have been holding you back, or kept you small so far. You will also be learning about how to protect yourself energetically, about manifestation, about how to live in constant co-creation with the universe. And also your intuition will definitely strengthen. And so it's going to be 2 live Zoom sessions per month. And live sessions can be energetic healings, clearings, activations, upgrades, and also channeled group readings. And this phase is designed to bring you back into alignment. So first we sort of clear out everything that is not for your highest good. And then from there, we will get into developing your skills in manifestation, channeling, basic sort of spirit communication, and astral and multidimensional exploration. So very exciting. And then I already did a membership earlier this year as well with Alissa, Greta, and Radhika, and Vorsia, who's not here. So you can read the reviews on the website later. But ultimately, it's a very safe, positive space. And this is for you if you have felt that the starseed community can be a bit like too woo-woo, too out there, too fluffy, but at the same time, you're like too galactic for the normal world. Because Cosmic Crown is a grounded membership, because anything I do, I like to bring a grounded, practical understanding and approach to things, because I like to understand how things work on like a physical level as well, not just what's happening out there. And then you will definitely learn how to trust your own guidance more, and how to make decisions from your higher self, how to connect with your spirit guides. We will go more deeply into that. And also, when you're surrounded by women who are all doing this kind of work, getting activated, expanding, building, practicing their gifts, then your own frequency will start to rise faster. And this environment will truly help you feel validated and seen and heard, because spiritual paranormal experiences can be really alienating, and it can be a very lonely journey to wake up and realize that suddenly no one else understands what's going on with you. This kind of environment where there are other women who are going through similar experiences is so important and pivotal, because you can finally feel like understood by others. Because when there's other people having very similar experiences to you, then it all becomes so much more real. Yeah. All right, so there's gonna be two options for membership. So regular membership and a VIP membership. So regular has 2 live group sessions per month. So it can be activations, healings, like I said before. The membership itself lives on Discord. And within the Discord, you will have access to the group chat and different challenges. We will be setting goals on a monthly basis, because that's a very important part of manifesting. And I will also be offering some mini readings as well. So this is an introductory price, 44 euros, which will be available until the 1st of June. Or until all found-in spots are filled. And then the VIP membership includes everything inside the regular, plus one private 45-minute mentorship with me. So that's usually 188 euros. But for you guys, it's going to be 111 a month plus the regular stuff. So this session is essentially yours. It's going to be a mentorship, so we can focus on your manifestation journey or your purpose journey, your career, your health, your relationships, anything really. This session is yours. And with this kind of approach, you will advance faster, and you will reach alignment faster, I would say. Okay. So it's going to start in June, and the first the two live sessions are going to be Meet Your High Council and Discover Your Soul Mission. So we're going to be connecting to your personal galactic guides. And then we're also going to be doing your psychic centers clearing and activation, which means you're going to be more psychic. These are very powerful initiations that I do. Then we're going to do a 7-day Rise Your Frequency challenge, and then a Q&A with spirit mini readings, plus more. There will be some manifestation tips and that sort of stuff. And in July, we're gonna do like a galactic queen or elemental queen activation. So we will connect with your past lives where you were, where you had like a higher status, so like a queen or priestess or that sort of vibe. So you can like bring through these codes and these activations into this life and get more empowered, essentially. And then we'll do a manifestation masterclass and a 30-day challenge to your highest timeline, plus the other things as well. The same. So, any questions about the membership? Let me know. I'm gonna stop sharing now. Whoop whoop, indeed. All right. If not, then let's get started with the personal questions. Yeah, that was a lot of channeling indeed. I'm completely dizzy. But yeah, I love getting to know you more this way, and I really hope that you join the membership because we're gonna do all of it. We're gonna activate the light language. We're gonna activate it all. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be really fun, really magical, and yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. I will see you soon and talk to you soon.
Thank you, Nora.
And bye, everyone in the replay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.